Hey friends, this is Wishko the Ferret. Thanks for hopping into the Ferret Den where we're keeping things warm, we're keeping things cozy, and today we have a reading for March 6th to March 12th. So if you're Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this message could be for you. As always, drop into your heart space so you can tune into your intuition. Let the dust physically, emotionally, and spiritually settle around and within you. And then you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. A few notes before we get started here. We do have a full moon in your sign. Hey, so you should feel probably, well, I'm not going to tell you how you should feel, but essentially, according to the astrology, it does feel like, like this is your sign. It's almost like I always feel good when I approach one of my three signs, my sun, moon, or rising sign. A Sag sun and a Pisces moon and rising. So whenever I enter those stages, I do feel like I'm coming back home to myself and I am tuning into energies that I feel very familiar with. So full moons are very intense. Full moons are times of letting go. So before we get all into your reading and before I start channeling, because I kind of do meditations before I tune in here, I'm going to guide you through prayer while I shuffle so that you can tune into your heart space. And one more thing before I forget, because I didn't write this down and I should for future readings, I wanted to let you know that I'm working on a Patreon. Yay! So if you like the vibe, if you like my style, then definitely like and subscribe if this resonates with you so that you can keep up with that. I do hope to launch it sometime a month from now. We have ferrets running around in the ferret den today, so everybody's out and about and playing, huh? And hopefully can entertain each other instead of wanting mama's attention. Oliver always wants my attention, so. Okay, so let's get started with you, Virgo. So, thank you, Archangel Michael, for casting a light of protection around us. Thank you for surrounding us in a bubble of light that will help us hear, feel, and understand the truth from source, from a gentle and loving perspective, in words that empower us and that guide us forward into acknowledging our own truth and how we align with the collective. So thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit teams. Thank you, spirit guides. And thank you, energies of Virgo, for meeting me in the middle and helping me articulate these messages for whoever comes into this reading today. So what do we have for Virgo here for the week of March 6th to the 12th? So I'm hearing for some of you, your friend needs support. Interesting. Why is this table so far away from me? Okay, hang on. This is so interesting. You have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands popping out. Interesting. Okay, so we're working in your 4th house this week. So according to the Astro Dice, you got Mercury, Scorpio, and 4th house, something about communication. This is fears in communication, especially with Scorpio. We have Scorpio presents like an intense energy. So this could be issues with communication in terms of your home life. This could be with family. This could be with a lover or a friend that you're living with. Something about your friend needs your attention. And honestly, sometimes when Spirit talks to me, this friend could be somebody who you are in a relationship with that you also view as a best friend, or someone that you view as a friend. Because sometimes Spirit comes to me like with messages for people in my life that will say like, oh, like your wife or your husband needs blah, 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 but they're not technically married, but like they're likening their union to something of that nature. And sometimes they'll say like, oh, your friend here needs this or says that or something of the like. So sometimes when they say a connection, it's not always, I wouldn't say it's not always accurate, but I think spirit comes forward in different ways to me sometimes, and I think that all of our relationships, no matter if they're friends or romantic or whatever the case may be, if romantic, platonic, motherly or fatherly, like sometimes they're always like they have different layers and they're different, and I feel like spirit reads energies very differently. So and we read energies very differently. So I feel like for some of you this is for lovers, for some of you this is for friends, but either way, we have some issues here in communication. I wouldn't say it's from a fight. It just seems like I heard congestion. So I don't know if it's like, it feels like it's the congestion of emotions that aren't really coming out. They're not being articulated enough. It doesn't seem like it's from a fight or anything. It feels like it's from somebody not sharing their emotions, and then it's just kind of bottling up. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands here, I mean, it's no wonder that Scorpio energy is present here because both of them are fire signs. They're a cooperative team, so whoever this is, you are like a close team with them, but it's something that like the energy is a light, the energy is a flame. So for some of you, for some of you who aren't even in a relationship, I mean, I feel like this message is for people who are in a relationship. I feel like there's a lot of, like, take it as wherever you're standing now, but if you currently don't have a connection, then both the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands is just a highly passionate, supercharged energy. And I would actually warn against having those together just because it's so much of that dominating energy and there's like not really a lot of balance. I think intuitively this is like you're kind of being called to this place of fire, this call to intense passion, this call to sort through these congestion of feelings, whatever they may be, either pertaining to a relationship that's in the home, or it could be a relationship with the self in the home. You have the High Priestess here, and she works in, she operates with the intuition. So anytime we get the High Priestess card, I do feel like you're heavily relying on your intuition, or that you need to heavily rely on your intuition to help navigate. I feel like the High Priestess is kind of the focus. It's at the center of this energy. So really be relying on your intuition this week in terms of navigating what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, and sorting out how you feel. A lot of this is like inner exploratory. It's kind of like the inner exploring vibes type of deal. I really feel like you know how you feel, but there's tension, or there's contention. There's some kind of tension either between you and another, or there's tension with how you are presenting yourself to the world and how the world is meeting you. And there's this congestion. It almost feels like I'm hearing the word failure. So some of you watch out for, okay, and again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not like a licensed medical professional. So don't take this as advice, but I really feel like they just told me like something about like congestion, like heart failure. And that doesn't mean that it's not like foreboding. It's not saying you're going to get it, but the sign to me is that blood pressure is rising. So this feels like the sign that they're telling me is that like somebody's getting angry and it's not good for your health. There's anger here, there's upset, and there's kind of resentment building from it. So Spirit really wants you to take like I actually, you know what, I don't think Spirit's really I don't know if Spirit wants to tell you how to act. I feel like because there's like a Queen of Pentacles here as well, and it's a very calm nature. Like you also have like the Nine of Cups and you have the Four of Cups. So I feel like there's a solution being presented that is not good enough, or that you're not finding is good enough, or that the other party's not finding good enough. And it's almost like somebody's holding on too tightly to their pride and it's almost like they refuse to accept peace. The Queen of Pentacles here is like, it's so interesting because the Queen of Pentacles is right in the middle of all of this other fiery energy. And I'm actually going to pull a clarifier on this because I'm like, what? I'm hearing we fight often, so this could be somebody that you do fight with. It's so interesting. So the Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Three of Cups. What are we talking about here? Huh. So the Queen of Pentacles has an abundance in her garden. And you're someone who is very resourceful, then you do have an abundance of something. And so it's interesting because Virgo, we're in this season of, like with the full moon in Virgo, we're in this season of give and take. I think a lot of times this is the time where like we're calling back to our bodies, our heart, our mind, our bodies, and we're really checking in with our energy to figure out what we're giving to other people. That's kind of been the general theme of all of these other signs. And I feel like when I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing how the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Cups are interacting, I see the Queen of Pentacles giving her, she's like giving part of her resources to the celebratory Three of Cups. You don't need to give yourself away. You don't need to... This is tough because I feel like I'm really like grabbing onto the frustration here. There is a lot of frustration here. And I feel like there's something about like learning to say no and meaning it. The Queen of Pentacles only has one pentacle. She has an abundant garden, but she has kind of her main energy source. And I saw her kind of giving something. It was very small because you can never truly give all of your power away. You can always claim it back quickly. You can always claim it back simply by making the choice and the decision to do so. But I feel like you are giving a little bit like for some kind of celebration. There's something here, like there's a collaborative effort. And I think you're having like a tendency, there's a tendency from one of the parties, I feel like this is in your energy, to give too much, but I feel like you are learning to only give like some of your smaller pentacles, some of your smaller energies. And this is like the energy of peace. This is the energy of solution. This is the energy of expressing and kind of showing your vulnerability and trusting that the divine has a plan. And even though your emotions can be hurt, or even if you're putting yourself, I feel like Spirit just said you're scarred, like your heart is scarred. So it takes a lot of bravery to put yourself out there and actually be, like, how do I want to say this? Dang. Okay, I'm having trouble explaining. I feel like we do have articulation issues. I was doing readings all day today. And the last reading and this reading both had like something about communication and something that like, but it's because there's frustration in the way. And I'm so focused on frustration that I can't really focus on how to articulate the message to you. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that we're in, is that we're so focused on the feeling of frustration. Like, I know I'm frustrated, but it's not serving me and I don't know how to stop it. Honestly, this is Amanda telling you, this is Wishko, the ferret, telling you, scream into a pillow, write it down, just so you can articulate your thoughts and figure out how you want to articulate it, and then notice, and then take into consideration what you're going to give the other party, essentially, or what you're going to give to the world if this is a situation that you are kind of standing alone in and not operating from like, or not in a relationship or a platonic situation where you are in like this frustration with. So whether you're going solo or whether you're with someone else, basically is what I'm trying to say. Take it as it resonates. And I think you have, okay, so Spirit's kind of shifting gears a little bit. So they want this relationship to be peace. They want kind of... There's something else trying to come into the channel, guys. I'm gonna be real with you. There's something else coming into the channel here, and I'm trying to, like, the wombat spirit. It's funny because the wombat spirit is trying to come out, be at home. There's something here about just issues with the home. I'm gonna be real with you. Relationships and our thoughts about ourselves, they're not all they're cracked up to be. You are in a realm of illusion right now. And that is like your illusions are being clouded by like, illusions are when things are clouded. And right now the cloud is frustration. The cloud is so much intense energy that it is hard to see the core beneath. And the issue that we have here, and the issue that I'm finding, is that there's a lot of like cryptic things, like spirits coming through clear that things are cryptic for you now. The Queen of Pentacles, you are learning to step into an energy where you are learning what to give to lead to like turning that passionate energy into more of a celebration than like a fighting fest. I don't know. I just feel like there's something here. There's something little that you can give that could bring about peace. And whether that be, I don't know. I think there is something to celebrate because there's something that we're accomplishing here, but the work has to be done to get there. So we have Spider Spirit, make your dreams real, and Chameleon Spirit, act as if. And the reason why I'm kind of that these two are popping up is because of the color. The coloring that's coming to mind is like a crown chakra purple, but it feels like a clouded chakra purple. So like a lot of these things are like, we are in our headspace for this, and I feel like we are working to clear through our third eye and our crown chakra at this time. And I feel like some of you, okay, so like lately I've been closing my eyes and seeing, like, especially with these readings for the full moon in Virgo, there are butterflies in your auric field. And butterflies, they are messengers of transformation, but they have also been pointing me towards chakras that need healing in the energies that I am presenting here. And I feel like for your energy, you have butterflies up by your third eye and your crown chakra, so you're working through clearing the frustration so that you can tune into your intuition more and make the proper decisions, not only to get through the situation, but to calm and cool this intense energy. Intense energy isn't always bad. It usually highlights something that we need to be made aware of. So I'm not necessarily saying that this intense energy is like bad. It doesn't have to be bad, but there's some kind of frustration here, and that needs to be worked through. The work needs to be done on it. And I think your intuition is going to help serve in working through it, but there's something that needs to be cleared from that. I feel like venting out your frustrations in some other form or format to help organize your thoughts so that you can problem solve and find a solution. Also, time will help you move past this as well. But there's something about fears here, and there's a need to speak up. I mean, I just, like, again, with that congestion, there's a need to speak up. There's a need to fight for your rights. I just heard someone fight for your rights is what somebody said. Fight for what you believe in. There is something to be achieved here, and there is something to celebrate, but it needs to be brought into the open, and it needs to be worked through. You have all of that power. I mean, like, you are like this Queen of Wands, King of Wands energy. You know what you want. You're like, boom, boom, boom. Like, there's just something here with a lot of passion, and you have dreams that you want to make real, but you're not quite sure how to get there. So a lot of you, this could be trying to bring your manifestations of peace into your reality, trying to anchor your future into the present, and trying to manifest your dreams. And this thing clouding your moment is only temporary. Like, don't let this steal your moment is what just came through. I'm not sure why, but hopefully that resonates with somebody. Don't let this blip or this cloud of frustration steal your moment. And Chameleon Spirit, act as if you got it all down pat, baby, because you do. Act as if you, like, even if you don't 100% feel confident, act as if you already do. Act as if you've already succeeded, because you already have, just by trying. I know it doesn't feel like it, and I know, like, I feel half of you rolling your eyes at that, but that's honestly how manifestation works. I did not start accumulating this energy of being like, I never viewed myself as a tarot or oracle reader, but something clicked at the beginning of this year. I don't know what it was, but something clicked. I made, like, when I do some further experiments and reflections, then maybe I'll be able to bring it forward and articulate it to you, because a lot of times people don't have that switch, and I tried to switch it on for like years of like this intense go-getter energy. And it's like, it's really, okay, so again, like I wanted to keep going with that. Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up. The channel's coming through for this card, so I have to hop on it. Life is speeding up for you. I mean, like, this is a really intense charged energy, and you have to put it somewhere. So as soon as you start articulating these things, as soon as you harness that Mercury energy into your home space and actually facing that, like, you can channel this intensity to do productive things, and you can sort through the frustrations, and you can use that to move on to the next stage or the next lesson or the next level. I feel like for a lot of you, it's like a leveling up in a sense. And I feel like the fires of this energy, it seems like the fires are changing colors, like they're burning hotter, they're burning brighter. It's heading in a more positive direction, but you need to channel it like to make it so. Like you need to channel it into like a more productive thing so that you have something to celebrate. There is something to celebrate here. There is, but I'm hearing like that you're cautious. I'm hearing that you're cautious here in terms of like wanting to celebrate, in terms of wanting to stand in your intense energies. Like it's a gift. Your love for life and your passion for life, they're gifts. But I feel like with the Four of Cups here, it's like you're simply not taking certain opportunities. But if you're channeling this passionate energy correctly, then you can seize that cup that's being offered to you. But yeah, I feel like acting as if you've already succeeded. And it's not just like lying to yourself or tricking yourself, but it really is seeing yourself as, I do the work. Be like, because I do tarot work, I'm a tarot reader. I'm not going to wait for other people to recognize me as a tarot reader because I'm already doing the work. I don't need money to tell people I'm a tarot reader. I don't need other people to tell me I'm a psychic medium. I don't need other people to pay me in order for me to be considered professionally a psychic medium. I'm still a professional psychic medium because I'm still putting out content, because I'm doing the work. I'm putting in the work. So long as you focus on doing the work, everything else comes. The success comes. Everything else comes. Because we're always learning. So long as you don't give up and you keep working towards your dreams, you're still going to get somewhere, and it can always be revamped and remodeled and built upon. And then you'll always find your audience that way. So, I mean, this is just in terms of like you creatives or people who are building their own business or people who are channeling their passionate energy into building something or wanting to get that promotion or wanting to go to the next level. Channel it so that you can achieve. Anyway, you have what's going to make your life easier at this time. You have Lion Spirit and Otter Spirit. Lion Spirit says be generous of spirit. And also Otter Spirit, you are never alone. Some of you do have a passionate partner. I'm hearing you do have a passionate partner and that they're meant to stick by you. At least in this present time. I can't speak for your long term because we all have to make our own decisions in that regard. But I really do feel like if this is a discuss this. Okay, their Spirit's telling me to discuss this with the energy. So, okay, I'm going to do something weird with y'all. I'm going to do something like off-brand of Wishco. I'm going to speak to the energy. So tell me what it is about this. If you are in like a relationship now, or if you're in this friendship, what is this? This is an important, I just heard them say, you're an important life person. So whether this is a great love, or whether this is a best friend, or whether this is just somebody in your home, or somebody who you view as family, friends, somebody in your close circle, this is somebody who is like a big influence in your life, or that like even if you were to like I don't know, drop contact with this person tomorrow, you're still going to remember them many years to come. And if not in a relationship, what else is this energy trying to say? This passionate energy for like the solo listeners who aren't really resonating with the idea of somebody else in a frustration. Okay. I heard you have, okay, there's something about videos here. I'm hearing something about videos, but I heard you have more time for this energy. So this might be an energy that visits you again and again. And in terms of like, so like this is just me diving into more information. So we're taking a break from what's making it easier right now. This is for the solo listeners who are not really in like a heated argument or discussion or something with another person. This is saying that God is holding you close, your angels, source, whatever you call it, they're holding you close at this time, and they're reminding you that you're not alone. Usually when I pull this, it does mean another person. It does mean another person, and that it's recognizing that you have friends and family around, or you have others, you have connections. I'm just hearing someone say milk those connections. So returning back to those connections and understanding that you have them is going to light you up and help make this frustration easier for you. Being generous of spirit, and again, I feel like this is for like the whole collective. Like, we have spirit standing by us, and try to release your pride. Again, we're just getting heavy Mars energy here. I mean, like, we're just, just like heavy, intense, passionate, like frustration. With Scorpio here, and then with like just all of this fire with like the Queen, and there's like a lot of Cups issues here too. So that's why like I'm really set, like I'm feeling the frustration here. It is some passionate, intense movement here, or there's like, you don't want to be stuck in it. So channel it and understand that God has a plan for you. The divine has a plan for you. I'm sorry, I'll say God not in a Christian sense, but in like a source, love, universe sense. I use them interchangeably. But sometimes we need to release our pride and trust that Spirit has a bigger plan for us. And I think that's part of what Spirit is calling you to do for this week, is to relax on the reins and kind of let them take over. Clear up your chakras so that they can channel information to you. You still need to do the work, and you still need to work through this energy. But there could be a reflection as to understanding why this frustration energy keeps coming back, or why it's like some kind of cyclic. I just heard there's evidence of it being a cyclic thing where it just comes back again and again, and this frustration that's rising up from within, maybe it's stuff that you've experienced for many years, maybe all the way since childhood, or maybe it's something that started in childhood. It doesn't have to be, but maybe something that started that is now accumulating into, like, it's just accumulated energy, and now it just keeps showing up because it's something that needs it needs attention, and something that needs to be healed. It's something that needs to be worked through so that you can not everything has to be balanced, not everything has to be peace, but so you can work with this. Like, it doesn't mean that you're stuck in this loop forever, but this energy, frustration and passion, are two sides of the same coin. Just like how I say about excitement and anxiety, two sides of the same coin. They have a lot of the physical sensations, but changing the mindset can very easily flip the script, and you can use that energy to your advantage. I do this to play on my anxiety all the time, where I kind of do this little trick where I think myself into thinking that I am excited for something, because it's a lot of the same physical sensations, like the heart speeding up and the face gut. And it's the same thing for when our blood pressure is rising and our face is getting red, and then we're like feeling all, and then all of a sudden, like, you can just start thinking of, like, because like you want to stand up for yourself and you feel wronged. But following your passions is claiming your power, following your truth, turning that passionate energy into something. And I think that switch is how you're going to use this. That's how you're going to manifest this energy. I do feel like it needs attention to figure out why it's there, so you can like stop this frustration from coming forward. Maybe it's, again, giving like the resources to other people. Like, I feel like this 3 of Cups celebrating maybe isn't you, but in terms of giving energy to the things that you want to say no to, it's maybe boundary issues that you need to sort through, and maybe that's part of the cause of your frustration. But in terms of making your life easier, definitely recognize that you're not alone. Utilize other connections in your life, because they will be very helpful at this time, and just allowing Spirit to come in, kind of removing your ego from it, and then just kind of allowing them to step in and take the reins. There's a lot of pride. I am hearing someone say dearly beloved. So again, this is for a lot of you who are with someone. I try to channel for everybody. I try to make it a collective reading, but this energy that's very strong right now is with somebody else. So anyway, my ears are like ringing right now. Like, what's going on? That's the reading. Okay. All right. Thank you. So I'm going to release you off into the wild. And before I let you go, I'm going to roll the dice. And I'm sorry, Virgo, that we're experiencing this high intense, high energy passion. I literally just said at the beginning of the video, I'm like, Virgo, you're in your sign. Like, this is like, taking advantage of your energy. And then here you go, just like exploding all over the place. I mean, like maybe not you, but I get like this too sometimes. Like again, moon and rising in Pisces, those are usually like the hardest times for me. This new moon in Pisces has got me. So I'm, sometimes it's that energy that's the heaviest influence on us, and there's just stuff to work through. So I'm sorry, honey buns. And you know what? Like, you're going to come out stronger from this. That's what I feel like. There's no need to be afraid, Spirit says. There's no need to be afraid, and there's no need to direct your anger towards anyone else or not even yourself. Just working through it and utilizing that energy and that passion. I just heard someone say, calm yourself. So that's turning your attention to the things that matter to you and the things that you can celebrate is what's going to be important for you at this time. Any more messages that we can leave Virgo with? 939. We have a lot of intense, so like anytime I get odd numbers, I always feel like it's an energy, a shift. When we're shifting from one vibration to the next, it's kind of an energy of change, and it's, I don't know, odd numbers, when I look at them, it just feels like shifting vibrations, and it's always like this really weird, like they just feel like in between energies to me. So I feel like that's very fitting for this energy because it just feels very unsettled, I guess. So let's print a 939. You are in touch with the voice and energy of the sacred at this time. Know that you are a vessel for divine love, so it is important that you care for your body, the vehicle of your soul. Okay, I was waiting for that message because every sign before you, and Virgo is about like taking care, like, taking care of the needs, like the body, the mind, and the soul, getting them all, like, coming back to the self. And again, I always view Virgo as like recognizing the message of give and take because it's a part of the Moonology Oracle. But Virgo is practical energy, detail-oriented, maybe a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes, but it's also the energy of giving love to the self and taking care of our bodily vessel and our needs, including the mind, including giving the things that we need for our hearts. So I'm going to say that one more time. You are in touch with the voice and energy of the sacred at this time. Know that you are a vessel for divine love, so it is important you care for your body, the vehicle of your soul. So like I said, your blood pressure is all the way up here. It's not good for your body. Bring it back down. Work through all of that stuff. I mean, y'all know what I said to you. So you got this. I believe in you. I mean, there are so many things that you can do with this energy, so many beautiful things, and I know that you're going to transform into a beautiful butterfly after this. And I can't remember if I did not say this to you. I did not say this, and I wanted to say this, and then Spirit came in with something else. But I see butterflies in your third eye and your crown chakra, but there's also butterflies around your root chakra. There's a butterfly at your root chakra because there is a sense of feeling, I don't know if it's like a feeling of violation or it's like a sense of like your safety is like, there's just a lot of fears coming up, which makes sense because we have Scorpio here, but I feel like the divine is pushing you to reflect and to work on like your root, what you like, going within the home of yourself down to your root chakra and work on healing that, trying to dig up some of those fears so that you can address them, so that you can make headway in your current situation. So definitely, I'm sorry, that was very important, and I just like sailed past it. So clearing up your third eye, your crown chakra, and also focusing on healing the root chakra so that you can bring up and articulate some of those fears. But thank you, Virgo, for checking in. Again, keep an eye out for my Patreon. Go ahead and like and subscribe if this was your vibe. And yeah, nothing but the best week to you. I love you, and I'll see you next time.